Hey everybody, in this video I'll show you how to play Black Coffee by Black Flag off the Slip It In record. The song is in standard tuning, and if you have a quick second, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. And check out my website, ScottO'BrienGuitar.com. I have the tab for this song as well as hundreds of other punk, rock, and grunge songs up there. And here we go. Alright, so as far as tone is concerned, I'm using my Fender Twin Reverb 65 reissue amp with no reverb. It's a real dry kind of in-your-face sound, so there's no reverb on this. And then I'm using my Rat Proco distortion pedal to get, it's kind of like a good combination of fuzz and distortion, which is kind of Greg Ginn's tone. And I got the distortion like pretty much like 12 o'clock. I've got the filter at like maybe 2 o'clock. And I've also got the tone dialed back like to 8 on my guitar just to give it a little bit more of like that fuzzy kind of solid state sound. So the song starts off with this riff that goes like this. So it's basically a two-note power chord style riff. I'm going to break it down into sections. We're going to start with this part. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a two-note power chord, an E, and so that's basically second fret on the A string and open on the low E, and we're going to play that twice. Then we're going to move up to a G, which is rooted at the 3rd fret of the low E, 5th fret of the A. So, and then we're just going to pull off that chord and play open on the E. So. And then we're going to move up to a power chord rooted at the 5th fret of the E string. Two-note power chord again, that's an A, so. And then we're going to go back down to that G, the 3rd fret rooted power chord. And that's it for that part. And we're going to play it 3 times, so. Then we're going to do this descending power chord pattern. So we're going to go from 6th fret to 5th fret to 3rd fret root to E. So that whole part so far, slowly. And you can play that with kind of alternate picking, or you can play it just straight all downstrokes. And then we're going to go into a part that kind of rides these chords a little bit longer. It's less riffy, just more like chords. And it goes like this. So again, these are two-note power chords. We're going to start with the E, then up to 3rd fret root, to 5th fret root, to 2nd fret root. And then we're going to do this kind of notey part. So we're going to go. So to play that notey part, we're going to go 3rd fret low E twice, 1st fret A, then back to 3rd fret low E. And then we're going to do that same pattern. We're just going to move it down 1 fret. And so instead of fretting a note, you've got open on the A. So. And then we're just going to play a 2-note E power chord. And there might be a little bit of palm muting on it. And then we're going to end with a bend at the G string at the 2nd fret. So that whole riff all the way through slowly for the intro. So then after the intro, we're going to move on to the verse, and the verse is kind of a combination of power chords and this kind of atonal notey part, which is very Black Flaggy. So the riff goes like this. So we are going to do, again, two-note power chords. We're going to start at the 5th fret, to the 3rd fret, to the 7th fret, to the 2nd fret. And we're just going to play it once, so. And then we're going to do that notey part, which goes like this. So we're going to go 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret, so it's kind of like an angled, like a straight line. 2nd fret, high E, 3rd fret B, 4th fret G. And then we're going to continue at the 2nd fret G, and then 3rd fret D, 2nd fret D. So it's kind of like this like out of tune, atonal kind of Black Flaggy like style notey part. And so when I'm playing it, I like to think like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 when I'm doing it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so slowly, if we play that whole riff, it goes. And so it plays that part 3 times with the notey part, and then the last time we're just going to play those first 2 chords. So from the 5th fret root of the low E to the 3rd fret root low E power chords. And then we're going to do this big bend at the 2nd fret of the low E. And then after that, we're going to go into this bridge riff. So I'm going to play it all the way through, and then I'll break down the separate parts for you. And we go back into that main riff. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a power chord, which is a power chord rooted at the 5th fret of the low E, and we're going to play it like this. And then we're going to do a muted strum with some harmonics. So to basically do that, you're going to lift your fingers off the string lightly, so you get that clicking. But you might have to experiment with the pressure if you haven't done this before, how much pressure to put on there to also get that kind of ringing sound, the harmonics. So if you're putting too much pressure or too little pressure on it, you might not get it to sound right. So you just might need to experiment with it. So we're going to go. And that's kind of the rhythm he plays. We're going to do like the 1 click after the first 2 times playing the chord, and then it goes something like that. So. And then we're going to go into these arpeggiated major chords. And so we're going to play we're going to start off with a G major chord with our index finger bridged across the 3rd fret. And then we're going to play with our ring and pinky at the 5th fret of the A and D, and our middle finger at the G at the 4th fret. So, and then we're going to basically play the root note. He might also be hitting the 2nd string too, the A string. And then we're just going to play the subsequent strings like an arpeggio. So. And it doesn't have to be exact. You can hit 2 strings at a time, but that's kind of the pattern. It goes from low to high. So. And we're going to basically just move down 1 fret each time. So. And then the last time through, we're just going to do this 3-note descending pattern and then go back into the main riff. So all the way through that whole bridge sounds like this. And then after we play that bridge part, we go into basically the intro part. So we're going to play the part, and then we're going to end with the. And instead of playing that big bend on the 2nd fret of the G, This time he does this slide up from the 4th to the 5th to the 6th fret of the D. So it goes like that. So it sounds like this. And then we go back into the verse. So that's it for the rhythm parts in the song. They basically just kind of repeat themselves, and the fills are a little different, but I've given you the basic idea for those fills. And then it comes to the solo, and for the solo I'm going to break it down into 2 parts and then break those parts down into kind of chunks and explain them. So the first part goes like this. And so with Greg Ginn's style, it's very much ad-libbed. It's supposed to kind of sound out of control. There could be like some out-of-key notes here and there and some mispicks, but that's kind of like what he's going for. And with this solo specifically, like I watched a few different live videos and he plays it differently every time. So the studio take was probably like kind of flushed out somewhat, but somewhat ad-libbed. So when you're playing this, I'm not going to try and show it to you note for note. I'm just going to kind of give you the big picture of like some of the stuff that is very interesting sounding, like we'll do note for note, and then some of the other stuff is going to be like, this is kind of what he's going for and kind of how you can do it. So to start off, we're going to do a bend at the 7th fret of the B string, and it's like a half step bend. And then we're going to do 2 notes at the 5th fret of the high E, and they're kind of like lead up notes. So, and then we're going to do a bend at the 8th fret of the high E, and it's a big bend, like a full step. And it's going to go twice. I like to use my pinky on that, and if I'm going to use my pinky, I'm using all my other fingers to help push and give some stability. If you're just using your pinky, it's really hard to get it in the proper key and have control over the bend. So it starts like... And then we're going to just bring that note down to its original position. We're going to let go of the bend, and we're going to do this kind of descending pattern. And we're going to hit the 8th fret twice. And then go to the 6th, 5th fret. And then we're going to do the exact same pattern just on the B string. And again, if there's like some mispicks or you miss a note here or there, this is very much ad-libbed, and that's kind of the style too. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to go basically like 7, 6, 5 on the G string. And kind of twice. You can also just do 7, 5. And then we're going to bend at the 5th fret of the G string. And then we're going to go 5th, 7th. So 5th fret of the G, 7th of the D. And then 7th fret of the G again. And that kind of ends that first part. So slowly all the way through, we're going to go. And those last bends on the 7th fret are going to be like real kind of like wild bends, so they don't have to be like in key. They don't have to be to a specific note. They're kind of meant to be a little out of key. So one more time through that. And then for the second half of the solo, we're going to do more kind of that alternate picking really fast, like out of control. Like that. So it goes like this. And then it kind of ends. And again, this one's like pretty much ad-libbed all the way through, but I'll show you kind of how he ad-libs it. So we're going to start with our index finger at the 5th fret of the G string, and we're going to kind of go back and forth between the 5th and 7th fret with alternate picking fast with the 7th fret. So, and then you're also going to maybe add the 8th fret in, and maybe the 6th fret in. So 8th fret with your pinky, 6th fret with your middle finger. So you're going to do that for a bit, and then you're going to start descending. And then you're going to descend down like between the 5th, 6th, and 7th frets, or just the 5th and 7th of the D string. And then you're going to end kind of the descending part at the 7th fret of the A string. And then you're going to go back up 5th, 7th of the D. And then you're going to end at the 5th fret of the G string, bending up. And then 7th fret of the G string. So that whole part kind of slowly sounds like this. And then like full speed, it's more like. And then we're gonna do this kind of double note bend at the 8th fret and the 9th fret of the B and G strings. So we're gonna bend them at the same time. I like to do my index finger at the 8th fret of the B and middle finger at the 9th fret of the G. You could also do middle and ring, whatever is more comfortable for you. And it kind of bends both and then hits the 8th fret of the B string. And then we're gonna go 10th fret of the B. Kind of an out of tune bend. And then we're gonna do it again. And then we're just gonna use our pinky to hit the 10th fret of the high E. And then we're gonna go to 8th fret D string and do this kind of crazy bend. And you might even be hitting other strings like that. And then we're gonna go 3rd fret D string, like a tremolo. And so that's it for the solo, and then the rhythm parts just kind of repeat themselves, and then the song ends on that arpeggiated part. And we do that 3-note descending part. And then we're gonna end on the open string this time, so. And then there's a big bend on the 3rd fret of the low E. And then 2-note power chord, the E, the open on the low E, and 2nd fret of the A. And I think he hits like the low E again. So again, it's. So that's it for this one. I hope you liked the lesson. If you appreciate this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. And check out my website, scottobryanguitar.com. I have the tab for this song as well as hundreds of other punk rock and grunge songs up there and other resources. And I'll see you guys next time.